everyone, it's Erica here.
Hey everybody, it's Jared.
All right, so this episode is just a look under the hood. Really, it's the whole reasoning behind why Wake the Future.
So we're sitting here right now and launching something that I think, frankly, we could have and should have launched maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but the universe operates in very interesting ways. Yeah. Now is probably the best time for us to be bringing Wake the Future to all of you and starting this conversation and building this community. I think every single one of you watching this right now, I would assume, unless you're in the like 1% of people who just happens to be able to kind of rise above everything, I would assume that all of you feel the way we do, which is that we are in perhaps the most turbulent times any of us have ever lived through. Chaotic times, uncertain times, there are a lot of reasons for that. We're going to go through all of those in more detail in future episodes, but what it boils down to is the world is crazy right now. People are concerned about technology. People are concerned about things happening with their kids and families. People are worried about the future of work and their job. People, frankly, are just worried about being able to afford things, whether it's healthcare or other things in their life.
And people are just worried.
And they're just worried. It's like a mental health thing. Like we know about the mass mental health challenges, and I used to think that this stuff was being overreported until over and over again, not only do you see it being reported kind of over the course of time, but you also just pick up on signals with the people you know and love, and you're like, there's something, right? There's something in like the cultural zeitgeist, which is just different now.
Yeah,
you know?
I always just describe it's like this feeling of it, and like it is experienced by people differently. It's felt differently by people. But even when I was up on stage, and I would just feel this palpable sense of like wonkiness, right? And I said to Jared recently, I was like, is it just me or like shit feels wonky? And he's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, I know we're not alone in this. And once like we really started acknowledging it and even having conversations with friends and family, right? Like I was with like my whole mom tribe, and sometimes it takes like several bottles of rosé to uncover a lot of the stuff that people are feeling inside that they just don't want to talk about. And it's like, one mom was saying that she doesn't know if she's going to have a job tomorrow. Another one was like, I have no idea if my company's going to exist, right? It's like we're going into these rabbit holes where it just leaves so many of us. And again, we're not immune from any of this, just up at night asking life's WTF questions.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we call this Wake the Future, is because we have this great play on words, this acronym WTF. Everyone has a certain meaning for it, and we're going to kind of play off of that exact meaning, but talk about these WTF moments, and every conversation we have is going to be framed by at least one of these kind of WTF questions. But also, when it comes down to the name Wake the Future, it's really about awakening people to how things that are going to affect the future are going to impact them personally and their families, the people they care about the most in their little immediate environment. You know, Erica and I bring a lot of collective experience doing this in the professional space. And, you know, it pays the bills, but I have to tell you that for me, it's not as rewarding to help someone figure out how their company can generate revenue in the future as it is for me to have a one-on-one conversation with Erica, with our son, with our best friends and family about how this stuff is actually going to impact them. You know, Erica talks about, you know, having friends over and drinking rosé, and that's kind of her thing. That's her lane. And I love me a good bottle of rosé too. I'm not going to lie about that here, pretend I'm more masculine or anything.
Right.
But
I was like, it's just not for women.
No, I love rosé. I love rosé in the summertime, certainly. But you know, recently I was in the back, you know, of our house just enjoying a little fire and bullshitting with some friends over some bourbon, and that's something that I like to do. And you see people who normally have this veneer or facade up, and they put it up for work purposes, and they put it on social media. It's all this bravado until you get them one-on-one, and then they expose their underbelly to you, and you realize, man, this person who I think has all their shit together is struggling. They're not sure if their kids are going to be facing a good future. They're not sure about their own economic prospects, their own job future, and so they're asking questions like, what do I need to do to kind of future-proof myself, but in a very common sense way? So this really is about, it's sort of risk of oversimplifying, but I think at the core, what we're all about, what this project is about, is providing all of you with common sense for very uncommon times. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about having conversations that distill possibly very complicated things into simple ideas that can be framed for conversations around the dinner table, around the kitchen table, less the board table.
Right,
so out of the office,
through the bullshit, right?
It's like, cutting through all the BS.
There's so much BS out there, and you know, we see it in our own profession, right? There's so much jargon. Yeah. There's so many big words that's like, how is the average person supposed to even understand any of this? And it's like, you even try to understand the future of AI and you need a Rosetta Stone because it's written by complete tech geeks that are trying to make sense out of something for the average person. And they're like, wait, what? So a lot of this, again, is just peeling back those layers and addressing a lot of the concerns that I know many of you are feeling, we're feeling, and also to give you a sense of greater agency and control over your own future, right? That's probably one of the biggest goals in this, is saying you're not powerless, you're not helpless, you have an active role to play in shaping where your future is going. And again, to turn a lot of those just WTF moments into not big macro opportunities, but your own kind of awakened opportunities.
And a lot of the things we talk about, as I mentioned before, are going to be these complicated things, these big concepts that we try to simplify for you. And the easiest way that I can kind of contextualize what Erica just said, which is so fantastic, is that there's safety in numbers. And if all of us individually are dealing with this crap, and we're all living through these turbulent, chaotic times, then there's an opportunity for us, I think. And I say this with humility. It's just because of what we've done professionally for the last 20 years and the fact that we have so many conversations as husband and wife about this. We have the opportunity so many conversations. It never ends in this house. I think it drives everyone else insane, including our son. But we have the opportunity to serve as what I will call chaos guides. And if we can help bridge the gap between the now and what's coming in a way that is a little bit more practical, and again, bringing common sense to uncommon times and facilitate those conversations, then I think that we've done our job. So this is going to be an ongoing journey. We're just launching now. And of course, we're going to be ironing out some kinks here ourselves. We have a lot of experience standing on a stage and talking to, in some cases, hundreds or thousands of people. But staring into a screen and talking to all of you as individuals, in some ways, is even more nerve-wracking. I'll tell you that honestly. But I hope that we're going to serve a really interesting, fill a void and serve a really important purpose here for all of you and wake the future together. So one of the things that I just want to make sure you all know is as we go forward, please subscribe to our channel. Please like our content. Please follow along. And more than anything, we want you to participate in the conversation. So something fun that we're going to do is we're going to cast future episodes as WTF moments or WTF questions. And then we hopefully are going to turn those into Wake the Future opportunities. We want all of you, as you're listening to this, if anything strikes you as a WTF moment, like something that is keeping you up at night about the future.
Yeah,
and
drop it in the comments.
Drop it in
Let
the
us
comments.
know. We will address it. We can do a future episode around
Yeah,
it.
we'll pick up on that. And in some cases,
be like, we have the same one.
We might even give you a shout out and basically say your WTF moment served as an inspiration for this episode. But anything having to do with technology, your kids, jobs, the wonky world right now, being able to afford things, it doesn't matter. There are no boundaries here because it all basically melds into this whole cauldron of craziness that we're living through. So I'm really excited to wake the future with all of you. There's going to be so much good content ahead, and hopefully we can be helpful to you.
Yeah, so come on this journey with us, drop those comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Let's do it. See you soon.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, like, follow, and subscribe to stay ahead of what's next. I'm Erica Orange.
And I'm Jared Weiner. Thanks for waking the future with us. We'll see you next time.